Step 1. On this page, there's an essential classroom furniture handout. Use this to determine if you have any furniture in your classroom that you do not really need. Make arrangements to have this furniture removed. If space is not an issue in your classroom, you may not need to discard of unnecessary furniture. Also, there may be circumstantial furniture that you need that is specific to your classroom or what you teach, and that's perfectly fine. Right now, you need your class rosters. Review your class rosters to determine the largest class size so you can know the maximum amount of desks that you will need in your room. Also, make provisions to assure that you have this number of desks in your room. Okay, as mentioned in the preliminary video, the first video you watched before you began this course, you were instructed that there were some resources that you needed. Some of those resources were your current year's class roster, but also you needed your previous years of lesson plan. So we're going to review a week's worth of lesson plans here in this instructional video, but during the course you're going to need to review majority of your year's lesson plans. You're looking for a pattern in your teaching style so that you can determine what method of teaching do you use most often. So let's take a look at this first lesson plan. Here, this first activity is a group discussion activity. Here we have lecture and notes. This is a independent teacher-centered activity. Graphic organizer is a student-centered activity, but it is an independent activity. Let's look at the next lesson plan. Here we have lecture and notes again, so that's 3 independent activities. Map comparison, that looks like that is a class discussion activity, so that's 2 class discussions so far and 3 independent activities. And the ticket out the door graphic organizer, that is also a independent activity. Okay, history through music, that is a group discussion. So is fashion and pop culture group discussion, and ticket out the door is an independent activity. Here we have jigsaw, that's a group activity. Primary source analysis, that looks like that's a group activity. So far we have 5 independent activities, 3 group activities, and 3 class discussion activities. Jigsaw continued is also a group activity. Alright, so we have 6 class discussion activities here. Primary source analysis, that looks like that's a class discussion activity. And ticket out the door, that is an independent activity. So based on this week's worth of lesson plans, I would determine that this classroom uses class discussion most often. So this teacher's primary method of instruction would be whole class instruction. So you want to review your lesson plans and write them down. You might want to start a tally system or some method so that you can actually count how many times you use a particular style of teaching. Now that you have determined your primary method of instruction, it's almost time to move on to step 2. But before you can move to step 2, it's important that you complete phase 3 or step 1's test. You can find this test located on this page, download it and email it